Welcome back, LSU baseball fans. I am joined by the man himself, Casan Evans, closer extraordinaire, freshman pitcher for LSU. Casan, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be on here and talk some baseball with you.
Well, I appreciate you giving us some time. You got a big series coming up this weekend. What's the buzz in the clubhouse about this Arkansas team?
Just attack them. I mean, we're just trying to play our best baseball this weekend. We still feel like we haven't done that throughout the year, so we think we can play better than we have in some of the series. So we're just trying to go at them at 100% and try to take the series and especially sweep.
Yeah, that'd be the ideal, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, hey man, it's really it's kind of odd to have at a place like LSU to have a guy like you to come in as a freshman and have as big an impact on the team as you've had. When you came in, what were your expectations of yourself coming into this season?
I mean, coming into the season, I've always even when I was little, I was always like, I'm going to start. I'm going to be one of the dudes, no matter how old people are, no matter the age I'm playing at. I always wanted to be on the field. It's just the competitiveness in me. And so coming into the season, I thought I had a pretty good chance to, get in there and get some time in. But I've kind of surprised myself on how much I've played and what the role they have me playing. I think it's great. I love it. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I love that Coach Johnson has a lot of trust in me to put me in these big situations. And he even let me start these past 2 weekends that we've had in SEC play. So that's been amazing to just kind of do it for the first time, especially as a freshman.
Yeah, I mean, your play is certainly warranted what you've earned there, the playing time you've earned. Coming out of high school, you were a big time shortstop prospect too. Did you think that maybe you were going to play both ways at LSU? How did those conversations go?
Yeah, so that was one of the big things when I was getting recruited. I wanted to go in as a two-way, and that was one of the main reasons why I picked LSU is because they were going to allow me to do that, and they weren't going to tell me to stop hitting or pitching. They were just going to let me do it and let me figure it out. And then if the time came, like junior year, when they knew something was way better than the other, then they were going to tell me that I couldn't do the other one. But came in as a two-way and was hitting throughout the fall. And then midway through the fall, pitching was taking off and hitting just wasn't there. And it was kind of hard for me to give up, but I went into Coach Johnson's office and I was like, Coach, I think it's time to focus on pitching and put the bat down. I think that'll be best for me and for the future, because in reality, I think my future is in pitching. And he completely understood. And then we went from there. And then after that, pitching skyrocketed. I mean, velo started to go up. I was able to get more rest, and my body felt a lot better when I was out there.
Yeah, I imagine it's hard trying to do both. Was it hard to give up the bat?
It was. It was actually really hard because I'd been hitting my whole life, and I'd grown up playing shortstop, throughout summer ball, and then played it in high school. It was my primary position. So coming here and not being able to do that kind of just hurts the soul because you've done it for so long. But when something has a better future than the other one, I think it's best to take the one that's better for you. So,
yeah, there was another guy that came in here as a two-way player, but then really focused on pitching, and his pitching really took off. And he seems to be doing pretty well in the major leagues right now. I don't know if you heard of him. His name's Paul Skeens.
Yeah, he did pretty well for himself. But he also hit better than me in the fall. So
fair enough. So you said you've been kind of surprised yourself with how much playing time you've gotten. What do you attribute your success to that you've had this season?
Just, all the work that the coaches have put into us. From Coach Yeski to Jamie Tutko, who is our analytics guy, to Chris Martin, who's our strength coach. The work that they put into us and the plans that they make, the practices they schedule, the stuff we do during the week has made us all better. And I think just being able to sit down and talk to some of the older players has also helped me out, and it also helped me realize what to do in certain situations and what not to do. as in like body language wise, like if there should have been an out and there was an error made, just keep your cool and don't even react to it. Because in reality, like not reacting to it will also help you, but the fans don't know that you're mad. So, I mean, just being able to talk to some of the older dudes and then also talking to the coaches and trusting their process.
You know, there's been a lot of fans that have given Nate Yeske a lot of grief since he's been here at LSU. Can you talk a little bit about what he's meant to your development as a pitcher?
He's meant a lot. I mean, he recruited me back when he was at A&M, and I really liked him. But I thought LSU was the best choice for me. So when I came here, or last year, in my senior year, when I heard that he got the job, I was super excited that he had got it. So when I came here, we hit it off right away. We got looking into some of my mechanics and stuff like that. And he's just super smart and knows the game better than anyone I've ever talked to. So he knows what to do in certain situations, certain counts. He knows what pitches to throw. It's just the pitchers have to execute them. That's the hard part. So he knows what he's doing. But when the pitcher doesn't execute, then it makes him look bad for calling a certain pitch. But I mean, he's great. There's been some times where he'll tell me what's coming, and then he'll like tell me what's going to happen to the ball, and it happens like 5 seconds later. I'm like, how did you even know that?
So what about your stuff has really changed since you've been here at LSU?
The slider, we worked on that in the fall. So when I came in, I was kind of throwing more of like a loopy curveball, almost like a slurve. So we were working on that in the fall, trying to make the slider harder and a little sharper. And then nothing's really changed with the changeup, but the fastball, we're just trying to get some more carry behind it. And these are all things we worked out through the fall. And then in the spring, when spring comes around, I just go out and play. I don't worry about any of that. I know my stuff's going to get people out, so I just go out there and try to compete to the best of my ability.
So you mentioned that you had an uptick in velo. What was the hardest you were throwing in high school?
I think I got up to like 96, 97 maybe. But yeah, that was it. When I got here, I was around the same. And then once I put the bat down, I think like 2 weeks later, I was up. I think I was sitting like 97, 98 and touched 99.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is going through your mind when you're in the bullpen getting ready to come out, and you know that when you step out onto that field, it's going to be a high pressure situation, right? There's likely going to be runners on base. It's going to be a close game. And the coaches are trusting you. You know, what's going through your mind?
I mean, there's not much really going through my mind. I try not to, if you're to see me before a game or before I go in and pitch, I'm usually just like messing around with the other players. I try not to like lock in and don't talk to anybody. It's just not how, like, that just doesn't work for me. I like to be loose before I go in and relaxed and stuff like that. But when I go in, I just try not to think. I think when people start putting these thoughts through their heads, this is what makes them screw up on the mound. They throw a bad pitch, they throw it to the backstop, runners advance, stuff like that. So I just try to go out there and clear my mind and just let my body do the work.
What was the biggest crowd you'd ever played in front of before you came to LSU?
Maybe 1,000 at area code. And that was all scouts. So it's really more than it feels like it's more than 1,000 when you have that many scouts watching you. But yeah, that would be the biggest. And then I get here and I play in front of like 10,000 the first weekend, and I'm like, well, what is going on?
Yeah, I know that, that Tennessee series set some records. What was it like, for you in that series?
It was amazing. I had never been to a baseball stadium that packed. I mean, I had seen like pictures and videos and stuff like that. I went out and I went and watched the Tennessee LSU series in 23. and I saw how that was kind of how the atmosphere was. And I'd also asked some of the players, I'm like, what is this going to be like? And they're like, well, this is what a super regional is going to feel like. This would be the closest to a super regional. And I was like, okay, I still didn't know what that felt like. And then we get out there, and the way the fans show up, it's like 20 minutes before first pitch, they're not even there. There's maybe a couple thousand, but it's like right at first pitch, then the stadium's full. So being out there and being able to see the first pitch in that stadium, I mean, was ridiculous. I had never witnessed something like that. And then even on Friday night when Jared had hit the walk-off home run, the stadium was nowhere near full capacity, and it was the loudest I had ever heard it.
Yeah, that was a wild moment. This weekend it's probably going to be pretty similar. With Arkansas coming in town, you didn't. It looked like on Sunday when you were pitching against A&M, you maybe didn't have your best stuff, but you were really battling out there. What was it about the A&M hitters they were making things difficult on you?
I mean, they're good hitters. It's a great team. They're supposed to be one of the best offenses in the country. I just think that day was an off day for me, honestly. I didn't really have any off speeds and wasn't able to get the fastball over for a strike early in the count. So I think this just goes back to the compete factor, just going out there and competing every single pitch. I think that's what really helped me not allow runs in that situation, because in the first inning we got the bases loaded, and I mean most teams, or I don't want to say most teams, most pitchers, when they get in those situations, they start to think and they start to get in their own head, and then that's when everything bad happens. So when I'm out there, I just try to keep calm and just believe in myself and know that some stuff wasn't working. Mechanics weren't really on point. So I was trying to believe in myself and go compete and help my team win.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly did your job. You went out there and gave the team a chance. When you came off the mound, they had a chance. So just didn't work out there at the end. But what are you expecting for this weekend as far as your role?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Coach Johnson has told me, he told me last weekend, he's like, be ready for the Saturday game. If we need you, if we don't use you before Sunday, then you'll start. So this weekend could be different. He could want to start somebody else on Sunday, but I'm not sure yet. We haven't really talked about it.
Have y'all really dug into kind of how to attack the Arkansas offense yet?
A little bit, but not really too in depth. I know the coaches are still watching film and everything, getting all their notes. So we haven't really done that yet. We usually we do that on game day, and we kind of just go over every batter.
So you mentioned that some of the older players have really kind of helped you out. Who are some of the guys that you've really looked up to on this team?
Yeah, I mean, Gavin Guidry is one of them for sure. Just because when early in the spring, I was kind of in his position closing out games. So I would talk to him and ask him just like how he handles it on the field, how he handles himself, how he stays composed, stuff like that. And he would just run me through like what he would do right before he went into the game. And he's different from me. I mean, I haven't gotten a chance to see him pitch in the spring, but in the fall, I remember him being like locked in and not really wanting to talk to people and just focusing on getting his body ready. So it's kind of different, but kind of seeing where he's been and the things he's done. I mean, he closed out Omaha in 23 when they won it. So he's been in the biggest situations that you could be in as a college kid. And so just getting some advice from him has been really good. But also talking to Kate Anderson, Anthony Ianson, Chase Shores, Zach Cowan, they've all just given me they've given me good advice, and because they've been through it before. This is something I've never witnessed or been through before, so they know what's going to happen. They know that you're going to have a bad game. They know you're going to give up runs, so nobody expects you to be perfect. It's pretty much what they tell me. They just tell me to go out there and go like hell and just give it my all. So
Well, it certainly seems like you've done that so far this season. What are your expectations as far as the postseason, and what do you feel like that's going to be like, especially when it comes to the box?
I think it'll be good. I think we're going to host a regional and then win that and host a super regional and then head on over to Omaha. I mean, those are my plans. I hope that's everybody else's plans. So I think they'll be good. I think everybody will be happy that we should be able to host a regional.
Yeah, I think you guys are pretty much at this point a lock to host a regional, and we'll see if you guys can make it those and get to that top 8. Host a super. But I appreciate you taking the time. I won't take up any more of your time tonight, man. But appreciate you sitting down with me, and I will be there this weekend at the box for you guys' last home series. So I'll see you this weekend, man.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, man, for having me.